Okay, in this video we are going to see a simple asynchronous program which actually build a scheduler and doing a task. Here it is countdown, which is this function. So I actually was going through this video. David Beasley's build your own async video. This was actually a very nice tutorial where he explains from the bottom how what is asynchronous programming and how that is the idea is coming up and how it can be implement in through Python. So those details are very well explained in this video, so I recommend you watch this video. But in that video he had made a scheduler and a countdown. I'll briefly explain that program and we will try to see the execution in visualized mode so that we can see what happening through the visualizer. So this is our actual countdown. So in this countdown function we are actually passing a parameter, for example 5 here, and if 5 is greater than 0 we just print it, and I think we just print it, and we will try to sleep for 1 minute 1 second and try to call a schedule object which is created instantiated through a scheduler class, which is here. We have an init function in that which has a dequeue means it's a queue where we can put some values and we can pop it after some point of time. But here what we are putting in this queue is the functions itself. So basically we are calling, when we are calling countdown, we are calling countdown for with parameter as n minus 1 each time. That will be put into this ready object which is a queue. So we are just appending that queue, and what we will do is when we have a run function, run method, that method will look for anything is there in the queue. If it's there, it just pop it and call that function. So basically we are calling this countdown recursively but through a scheduler. That is what happening in this, and we are calling the schedule run here, and he is very well explained that program here, and he has explained a lot of David has explained a lot of other things in his video. So I recommend you to watch this full video. But for this uh, program to visualize, we will just do visualize execution, and I have collections, imported collections, and dequeue from it. So a DQ import class created and time is imported and we are creating the class here. So a class scheduler got created, a pointer pointing to an object. Object is having init, call soon and run method as we defined here. And going to next statement, we defined a countdown function here that is point to a countdown function object, and I actually defined a count up as well, but we are not using that in this program. But since I have defined it, it will create that object as well. And when we created eh, this scheduler instance, it's actually called init method and created a scheduler instance. We will see what is getting executed. It created a ready object. Ready object is a DQ instance. So we got a DQ. It's actually a queue, and we are calling. It just called init function. As we know, when an instance get created for a class, it will just call its init function. So it's just called init function alone, init method alone for now. But when we are calling the schedule.run, it is calling, coming to this dev countdown n, because we are passing countdown 5. It's printing 5. It's sleeping for 1 minute, and then putting this new function in the call soon. So we can see that when we are calling this run schedule.run countdown 5, it is first calling this inside function itself here and putting that value in the queue, printing that value first 5, and the next call countdown n-1, which is countdown 4, is that function is placing in this queue. So function, we have a pointer, lambda pointer. The pointer will be placed in this queue. We will see how that is happening. It's appended. You can see that the function pointer lambda at this location, that is the function pointer placed in this queue. Again, it's coming here. It's again coming down here. Why it is execution got completed? Oh, okay. This is not the way we need to call this. We need to call schedule dot call soon countdown. Yeah, we found that something wrong. It's got come out from that after executing that countdown 5. We don't want that. We want to call recursively. So what we will do is we will first register the lambda function address itself in the call soon queue, and we will just call this schedule run. Now we will see what happens. Now first this will be placed in the queue, and when we call the run, it will come here and go through this ready loop, and it will call the countdown 5. Countdown 5 again will be placing countdown 4 in the queue. That will be again picked and called. We will see whether that is happening or not. Yeah, this we have seen. Scheduler got created, countdown defined, count up defined, that's okay. And we are coming to the init. DQ got created, and we are coming here and we are placing the queue with this lambda function, right? Yes, call soon. The queue is appended with the lambda, that is what we expected, and it's coming here and just calling this run. So it's coming here, that is what we expected, and coming into the while loop. Self dot ready, yes, we have an item, so it should be true. Self dot ready dot, it's popping that function. The function will be this, that will be our countdown 5. We will see. No, it's not executed. Yeah, I just made a small adjustment, calling this as a function pop left brackets. I think then only it will pop the function. We will see that. Next is we have seen scheduler init got created, DQ got created, call soon. We are placing the countdown function address in this queue. Is that happening? Yes. And we are coming here and schedule dot run. We are running the schedule method, run method. Run while we are entering the while loop. Pop left. This, yeah, it's popped. It popped that value and it's calling that function. What happened? Oh, countdown. Countdown. Okay, appending. So yes, the queue got appended with the first function address. It's calling again. It's calling the run. This we have seen. Yes, lambda. Yes, coming here. Going there, n equal to 5. Yeah, now it's calling that countdown. That is what we expected. n is greater than 5, print n. So 5 got printed. Sleeping for 1 minute. Then call soon n minus 1. A new lambda function address is getting stored in the queue. Yes, it's got stored. It's calling that call soon with n as 5, lambda is equal to line 21 parent 5, 21 parent f5. Yeah, new countdown n with 4 is getting created. N is got printed, so it's counting down. And it is pointing to call soon because we are placing count 3 in the queue. Queue is empty now. Queue got created with countdown 3 lambda function. Yes, there are value in the ready, so it's going inside the while loop and it's popping and calling that function. It's countdown 3 now. Yeah, it is calling countdown 3. It's printing 3. Again, countdown 2. Countdown 2 is getting created now. It's getting called. Printing 2. Sleeping for 1 minute. 1 second. And countdown 1 is getting added to the queue. It's added when it's called call soon. Is going to the when we call the schedule.run, it is going inside the while loop. Countdown 1 is printing 1, sleep 1, call adding to countdown 0. Countdown 0 is getting added. Call soon is going inside this while loop. It's popping that and calling. Return back to this point. and it's actually calling the countdown function from there. Since n is greater than 0 and not greater than 0, it's printing countdown complete. And returning to this function, because this is what called the countdown. This function only called the countdown. This function got called from here, so it's again going back to here. Okay, this function is getting called from here, so this function will, the lambda function will return here, and this call soon function is got from here, and this countdown is got called from here, so it has to return back to here. So it's returned back and then going to this while loop. So since it's a while loop, that's why we actually called from here. The countdown function is got called from here. So when the function return back, it has to come over here and to the next. So that is a while loop. Uh, then execution completes. So we printed all the values. Yeah, this is what the execution of a countdown through a scheduler. And this is how we actually build the asynchronous framework in Python. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon.